Hey everybody, Jillian here. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with the brand new Bible journaling process video for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to do my first entry using the new Illustrated Faith Devotional kit that's called Persevere. I am using this week 1 card, and it has just kind of the beginning of Robin, who's the contributor, the beginning of her testimony that she shares throughout the devotional content. And so the scripture that's on the card here is Matthew 11:28, but I think what I want to do instead is journal the first part of Hebrews 12. Recently, I've really been studying this passage in 2 Peter, where Peter talks about adding all of these different qualities to our faith, and perseverance is one of them. And so I was going to get around to journaling this eventually, but I'm going to go ahead and skip, I think, the first 3 that are listed and jump right into perseverance. I mean, how timely. So that's why I'm going to do the entry in Hebrews 12:2. I've got the kit here. If you guys want to see everything that's in the kit, I've got an unboxing video. I'll link it up here if you want to check it out. If you're interested in picking the kit up, I've got it linked in the description below. And if you purchase it by July 31st, you can get 25% off during DaySpring's customer appreciation sale. So that's pretty cool too. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on fast forward and get started now. So I had an idea of what I wanted this entry to be titled, and I really wanted the word persevere, but I didn't want to use the stamp set. I thought that element would be a little too large for this entry. So fortunately, part of the packaging has the sticker on it that says persevere with some of the beautiful floral artwork that's included in the kit. And so I very carefully peeled that from the craft envelope that it was mailed in. I put it on some scrap white cardstock to make it a little more sturdy, and then I trimmed the excess off just using a pair of scissors here. So now I have created another element to use in the kit, and I'm pointing out here that I want to cover up this shadow that I have from the backside of this entry in Hebrews, and I'm simply just going to layer this black square over the circle that says prayer, and then I'm going to use some word fetty to get the word in my title. And so I'm just using an Elmer's dot runner adhesive. I do not recommend buying this. I'm just using it because it's what I happen to have. I don't think it's a very good quality, and it's certainly not permanent, so keep that in mind. So I'm just kind of moving things around to see how they look best and end up going with the original plan here. So it reads, persevere in prayer. And so I am in Hebrews, and I'll read the first few chapters, or the first few verses of chapter 12. Where it says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And so, like I mentioned, I was studying the word perseverance, what this divine characteristic means, and I'm just basically going to journal those notes in the margin here. So you can see I'm layering some stickers across the top. I wanted to use the paper pieces to make a tab, and then I used the word fetty that said commit yourself, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to layer the different elements here. So I'm not going to get into like the Greek of the word perseverance and stuff like that, but I'm just going to read from some notes that I had taken earlier in the week about what it means to persevere. And this verse, Hebrews 12:2 specifically, is just such a great example of how Jesus persevered. And so it says, perseverance literally means abiding under. Some synonyms are constancy, endurance, a forward look, the ability to focus on what is beyond the current pressures. This isn't a passive grin and bear it attitude, but a triumphant facing of difficult circumstances, knowing that out of evil, God guarantees good. That really hit me, and I highlighted and underlined those words. It's a forward look. It says that for the joy set before him, Jesus, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. He was able to look past the crucifixion and surely the torture and pain and sadness and loneliness and darkness that he was about to experience for what he knew was beyond it. And I just feel like that's such an encouragement. There's a lot of commentary out there about perseverance because it's something that we all experience. And I'm going to talk about that in my next process video using this kit. But I recently heard an evangelist say that worship takes our mind off of the temporal and onto the eternal. And I just wanted to share like this little experience that I had several years ago. I was in my 20s and I had just had my gallbladder taken out, and I had some post-op complications. It didn't go smoothly. And when I was able to go home, I went to my parents' house to recover, and I was in a lot of pain, and it was really late at night. And while my stepmom was out getting my pain medicine at the pharmacy, I remember just pacing around the house, praising God out loud in the middle of the night. My dad was already asleep, just pacing, holding my side, just praising God out loud, saying how great he was, how wonderful he was, thanking him for what I had, all sorts of things like that. And when my stepmom came home with the medicine, I realized that my pain had gone away. I had even contemplated not taking the medicine, but I couldn't believe it. But praising God had placed my focus on him and off of the pain that I had. And I think that's such a great example of what that evangelist said. By worshiping, we're able to take our mind off of the temporal and onto the eternal. And so I would really encourage you guys, if you're having a difficult season in your life, to absolutely persevere in prayer, persevere in praise, because we know that out of whatever we're going through, God is ultimately going to work it out for some good. I feel like this entry is pretty self-explanatory, so I hope you don't mind me not really narrating my process here, but I just kept it really simple because I really just wanted to get the words down in the margin. So here are a few close-up shots, and I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp the word persevere at the bottom of each entry that I do throughout this devotional. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video.